All right, Paul, after here, I want to talk about quarterback RPOs. We'll go through our quarterback powers, some inverted veers, a super sweep, then a bash stretch or sweep, speedo, which is a speed option, a shovel bubble, and then an inverted T-wrap, which is a double RPO. All right, first one is your core uh, power RPO. We're just going to do it with a quarterback run option here. Real simple. What will happen is we'll do a scissors action with the back. That means the back will fake the same play, power away, and then close the back door on the backside linebacker. The key word here we use is state, and it's a suffix to the play call. So the example is power to the right would be Pittsburgh, and then we just add state, Pittsburgh State. Quarterback's going to go ahead and still do his rocker fake. Still has the option to read that Sam backer to throw. If the Sam fills, we'll drill the pass. The Sam sits. Now instead of giving it to the back, simply plan on that back foot and take off and become the ball carrier. So again, state is a suffix to the play call. Anytime that's used, it tells the back to scissors away, and the quarterback replaces him as the ball carrier. We can do the same thing then with our backdoor power when we're running that away from the H. Again, the call is Will Phoenix in this situation to the left. We just add the state on the end, so it would be Will Phoenix State. Now the back knows he needs to line away from the call, fake power away, and block that backside backer, the Will backer. Quarterback's still going to read this just as he would the backdoor power, reading the Will backer on this for a run pass option. We can go to a superpower. When we add that, now it's a prefix to the call, and we just say super. This just tells the back now he's going to line towards the call, and he's going to lead block through the hole. So this is a way to run your power RPO. Everything's the same, still reading the SAM, but essentially we get a blocker on that read key defender. Quarterback is going to go ahead and just take, since there's no fake to the back, just take a drop step for a pass action and then read that Sam. If he does not fill, then he's going to go ahead and plant again on the back foot and take off. Now we get into our stretch schemes. This is the inverted veers. The first one we like to do is just use a stretch call as a prefix. So it would be stretch Pittsburgh, because the blocking for the lineman is still Pittsburgh or power. When we say stretch, though, it's going to tell the play side receivers they are going to block the man on or over. Bongo block that. And the H then, stretch tells him he is going to block that number 3, but he's going to block him square up and let the quarterback read in or out on that. Now the read key defender becomes the Sam backer on this. If the Sam runs out, then the quarterback can keep up through. If the Sam stays inside, then we can go ahead and give that to the back and let him go to the edge. The backside X, you can see, still runs their glance route. So again, we take a shuffle step with all these inverted, like our sweep or our stretch. But pre-snap, he can, if he has free access, could plant and throw that off the play. Next one we like to use more of the time is an S power, again a prefix. When we just go with a single letter, the only thing changes here is now the H back, instead of blocking the defensive end, the DN becomes the read key defender unblocked, and he's going to arc release up to the Sam backer. So it's the same play. We essentially, though, go from reading the Sam with the stretch call to the DN with an S call. Again, quarterback is going to pre-snap read. If he has free access to the Z and the A with the pop route combination, he can take a shuffle step and throw. If not, he's reading that defensive end post-snap, and it is a give if he has that defensive end go in, slants in, or right at him. Give it to the back and let him go outside. If the defensive end goes with the back, though, gets upfield and outside, then the quarterback would go ahead and keep and follow the guard. Power. This one is actually our varsity here at State High likes to do this more than just the inverted veer with the stretch action or the S action, is to use the T power, and it's a toss sweep action. They feel like it gives the defensive end, has to make a more clear-cut decision and makes the read easier for the quarterback. So again, we got a single letter. It's just a T now. Tells the H-back again, T or S. He's still going to arc release. We're going to read the defensive end. We go T, Pittsburgh, and that tells the offensive line they're still power blocking. Inverted veer, toss read. We can go to super sweep for outside run. And again, all we're going to do is use our same super call. That again always tells the back he's going to line towards the call and becomes a lead blocker. In this case, since it's sweep is the point of attack, he's going to go block the #1 defender on the outside edge, which is the corner here. We like to run this out of a 3-by-1 or a tray set where the H comes down into a traditional Y in the line of scrimmage. And again, now we get 3 receivers on the backside. What changes is we do 2 hot overs so that we still keep our spacing. Everything's the same for sweep. Quarterback is going to go ahead and take a shuffle step so that he can read the mic yet and the will. If they overfill or over-rotate, we can set up and throw. If not, then he'll take off and make this a quarterback super sweep all the way. Here's a diagram of it with Penn State running it. Video. Again, tray right, you're going to see super sweep left. Great red zone play. Bash stretch, which was used by Oregon with Marcus Mariota, back with Kelly as the coach. Again, we go ace right here. All that happens with the bash call is we're going to run our stretch or outside zone to the left, but bash tells now the back away with stretch action. We're going to read that defensive end, so the backside tackle wants to leave him. If the end, again, same read as we were doing with our stretch or our S or our T concept. If the defensive end falls down the line, we can go ahead and give that to the back. If he does anything other than that, then the quarterback is just going to take 1 slide step, plant, and he becomes the ball carrier for the original call, Lobos or stretch left, as the rest of the offensive line is blocking. It's a bash concept. I really like speed option. And again, the key point here is it's not really for the quarterback to be the ball carrier, but actually influence the defensive end. It's great against defensive ends that are just really talented. Sometimes the best thing to do is just not block them. The key here is the quarterback, instead of just taking off, wants to take 2 shuffle steps or read steps, and hopefully the defensive end then freezes or attacks him, and we can go ahead and do an option pitch and get the back out on the perimeter. That's the goal of speed option. Especially you like to run this when we get, you can do 3-by-1 sets, and when they over-rotate linebackers, it's great to isolate a defensive end to the single receiver side. Again, we'll just use our outside zone, but when we have an O call, that tells now the offensive tackle to leave that defensive end. And again, single letter always tells the H-back to go arc and block the Sam backer. This one's a little trickier, but if you, again, these last ones are for really talented quarterbacks. They're more, it's about being able to read fast and read on the run, make quality decisions. If you've got a veteran quarterback who can do this, then these are great and they're kind of fun. This ends up being a shovel bubble screen is what it is. What you're going to do again is we'll just use an H letter at the beginning. So again, it's going to go ahead and tell H Pittsburgh, tells us we're going to run power at the offensive line, tells us then we're going to read the defensive end, he's unblocked. The way they'll do this though now is you'll have the H back on the backside. He'll roll through as a shovel pass for the power run play. The quarterback will start off with sprint action, where the B-back will run an arrow route, but it's a screen arrow. He must stay behind the line of scrimmage so that our Z and our A can be blocking downfield. Real simple. If that defensive end does not jump the B-back in the arrow, the quarterback's just going to go ahead and pivot and get him the ball. You're just going to throw it as a pass versus a handoff or a lateral. If the defensive end runs with the B-back, then the quarterback's going to go ahead and settle and shuffle pass back inside option shovel pass to the H-back rolling up inside. Fun shovel bubble screen, SPO. Last one's really advanced. Penn State ran this with McSorley, who is obviously a fast reader and talented RPO quarterback. If you have this type of player, this is a great play, especially down in the red zone. Again, we're going to go S Lakers. Lakers for us is a T-wrap where we're going to go ahead and run blast blocking, but instead of the H-back leading up through the hole, you'll pull the backside tackle. The tackle will wrap up around and lead on the play. So what happens here again, we get an S call. Remember that tells the H he's going to go ahead and arc release, leave the defensive end because we're going to read him, and arc release to the Sam backer. The quarterback is going to do a double read here. The first one, he's going to go ahead and shuffle for one step, read the defensive end just like he would with a S Pittsburgh inverted veer. But then if the defensive end goes upfield and out and covers the back, then he's going to plant and then turn this back into RPO back to the T-wrap side to the left, reading the Sam backer, where he has a run pass option right up through the hole. Great against teams where linebackers or defenses are keying the back fast, so you're going to get a lot of flow, because the idea is if the quarterback's not sure and not getting that defensive end coming down his throat right away, then he's just going to plant and turn this into the original play Lakers RPO call. Thanks.